Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So this video is about how to choose your character. So actually that's a hard question for a lot of players. Like, I want to make a new character, I don't know what to choose, why I choose this, why I don't choose this, which one is better on DBS, and a lot of actually questions. So what I want from this video is simply to show you every character, or if you want to choose character for this point. So you have these characters, you can choose from them, and things like this, more than overview for the characters. If you want a big overview for the characters, so you can watch the videos that I made before for the first 14 characters, that's before musician. And if you want to watch musician, you can watch the overview about musician, and I will put them in the description below, and you can see them also in the end screen if you want. Okay, so away from this point, how we will begin to talk about this video and what characters anyway we have in this game, so we can choose from them, and that's what we will begin to talk about them. But before that, don't forget to like the video guys if you feel it's important for you, subscribe for sure if you didn't, and let's begin our video. First of all, to begin, for who don't know all the characters in the game, for sure we're going to talk about every character. So first we have Blade Master, so that's the Blade Master. For sure it's my main character. Okay, you have Force Master, you have Gunner as a ranged character for sure, you have Kung Fu Master, you have Destroyer, you have Assassin, you have Summoner. It should have a cat, but you can see this. Also you have Soul Fighter, you have Blade Dancer, you have Warden, and you have Warlock, and next you have Archer, you have Astromancer, and you have Dual Blade, and next you have Musician. That's the last character for sure in this game. So that's all of the characters. If we will begin to talk about the main points, so if I will say you want a ranged character as example, or melee character, so first we'll begin with the ranged character. So you have on the ranged, you have Force Master, you have Gunner, you have also Summoner, you have, after this you have Warlock, you have Archer, you have Astromancer, and you have Musician. That's all what you have as ranged characters. If we will go for the melee characters, so you have Blade Master for sure, you have Kung Fu Master, you have Destroyer, you have Force Master, Soul Fighter. And Soul Fighter, by the way, have a ranged part, so I can say it's a melee and ranged on the same time, but mostly it's melee, so I can put it on the melee more than ranged. Okay, you have Blade Dancer, and you have Warden, and also last and not least we have Dual Blade. Okay, so that's for the melee characters. So for sure if you want to choose melee, you will choose from them. If you want to play with ranged, you will choose from the other ones. Okay, and if we will go now for the buffs, what characters can give you buffs for sure. So if I would say buffs giving you more damage, and that's the most important point. So you have from all of these nothing at all, but I can say Destroyer, if you grab a character, that will make you take a buff, so I can put this as a buff. Same for Force Master, because they have grab. And also you have Summoner, but just on the first and second spec, because you can put the cat on the character, so it's a grab. Also you have Soul Fighter, but just on ice it can grab, so that can make also a boost. You have Blade Dancer, can make a grab as well, so that can help. And we have also Warlock, but just on the shadow, can give you also a grab. And away from this, there is nothing more, or no more characters can make you grab. So that's for the first buff. If we will begin to talk about other buffs, first 9 characters from here have nothing can give you buffs. And you have from here, you have Warden, and you have Warlock, have the same buff called Soul Burn. So Soul Burn can give you some extra bonuses and can give you wins for all of the characters playing on the same party, and that can make you do more damage, and for sure it's important. Okay, if I will say also you have Astromancer not giving you Soul Burn but giving you another buff, can give you Misted damage, and Misted damage for sure one of the most important states on the game, or I can say it's the most important states on the game. So for sure increasing Misted damage can make a lot of difference on your damage. Okay, and you have last character can give you buff is Musician, but on the second spec, which almost no one using this, but it can give you the best buff on the game if you are using this, but you will not make any damage almost with your Musician because of this. So mostly no one playing with this, and I can say it's a useless spec because of this. No one has the time or want to do this, away from if you have a character is actually weak compared to your party, you can give them buffs and they can kill the boss for you, and you just do some small damage and nothing more than this. Okay, so if we go for another point away from the buff, high break skills. For sure break is something important on the characters, so for sure, or now on the dungeons, because it can make you do a lot of damage on the bosses. So if you can break the boss, you can make more damage. So for sure there is a lot of characters can help on this, and some others almost not doing anything. So if I will talk, you have Blade Master. Blade Master can do good break, or a good number of break I can say, on the fire. On light it will do less. On third spec it do nothing almost. You have Force Master can do on the fire, and on the third spec as a high number more than Blade Master. I can say Blade Master will be normal. I will say Force Master high. There is some can do ultra high, and that's I will talk about. Okay, for ice I don't have any breaks. For runner you have high break skills, or ultra high I can say, because you can do this on 2 times and it can give big numbers. The best numbers you can get on the fire and shadow specs. On the third spec it's not giving you that much, it's a bit less than others, but still it's strong as well. You have Wonderful Master, not that much, not a big break I can say. For Destroyer, not sure how they are doing with shadow, but I think it's doing some fair number of break I can say, not too bad. For Assassin, actually can do normal number of breaks, it's not bad. For Summoner, actually I can say maybe low number, I can say it's a big number. For Soul Fighter, I can say it's doing good number, especially on third spec. On ice it's not doing that much break, it was on grab and actually they remove it, so I don't think it's doing that much on ice. Same for earth, but third spec it have a skill can do about 30%, so easy. So for sure that can make a big number for you for break, and I can say that's a high number. For Blade Dancer, not that much. Okay, for Warden, also not that big number I can say, so I put it as normal at max. For Warlock, actually also not bad numbers, it's fine I can say, put it on normal. For Archer, I can say normal also, maybe can do it a bit for high, I can say it's going for that much normal. Can do reset for your skills, so maybe you can do more breaks. Away from this it's not doing that big numbers. For Astromancer, just one of the specs can do this, so I can say it's fair number, just low. Okay, for Dual Blade it can do a high number of break and reach 50% on some of the specs. Okay, and for this one actually not a good number, I can say it's just a normal. So for sure if I will say the best for breaks, will go for sure for the runner, I can say also Force Master is good, and maybe I can say, if I will say better than this, maybe I can say also Soul Fighter can do well, and Fire for Blade Master also not bad. Okay, others kinda, for sure Dual Blade, this one is good also, so I can say away from not a lot using this, but it's doing some high breaks for sure. Okay, next point to compare Tents. What characters can tent? For sure you can tent with any character, but some characters have normally a threat still, so you can tent with it. So for sure these characters will be Blade Master, and it's one of the best tents for sure, have good mobility and tenting so well. Okay, and you have as well Kung Fu Master, not easy to die, a strong character, can stand, have visions, actually super strong character for tenting also. You also have threats, you have this one, but not all spits as far as I remember. It was on Earth, so I can also have threats with Soul Fighter on Earth. You have Warden for sure, one of the best tents, as it takes so high damage and almost not taking that much PDs or CCs from the bosses, so for sure it can stand like a beast, and almost you don't need to do any skills for doing this. So that's something good about them. Away from this, other characters you can tent with it, but it's not actually normal tent. But I can say one of the good can do with them, I can say Destroyer. Away from it don't have any threats still, but it's a strong character, have the highest HP on the game and can take too much damage. If you will say which one can be the best, if I will say something can do mechanics, will be Blade Master because it have too much mobility. But if you want something that can take a lot of damage without dying so easy, so I can say TFM can do, Destroyer can do, and also Warden can do. Both of these three can stand more, maybe better than Blade Master at some points, because Blade Master needs someone expert more than anything. I need to block a lot, I need to dodge a lot, I have too much resist skills, but I want to use them. Others, actually TFM, I can press E and I have like 5 attacks, I can evade them, I can use Q and I have the same, and it can take more damage, I can resist anything with my block, not just blocking the attack, but also I can resist with it, so for sure that can help KFM to stand a lot. Destroyer, I can put a resist skill on myself for 5 seconds, and it's not easy to take any CCs as well, can take knockdown but not always taking everything. And for Warden, it have a shield that can take a lot of damage normally and take a lot of things, and most of their skills can give them resist as they are attacking, especially on third split and others as well, so you don't almost take any PDs or any CCs or anything like this, so for sure you stand like a beast. Next thing away from I don't like to talk about it is DPS. DPS, to say it and to make things fair, DPS change from time to time between character to character, so if you want to choose a character for DPS, I'm saying don't do this, because if you take any character as a DPS for some time, you will find yourself your character that nerf, or some other characters have a better DPS than this after some time, maybe after 2 weeks, after 3 months, maybe after 1 year, whatever. So if you take anything for just the DPS, it will not go well. So what I will say is something about how mostly they are performing from maybe the last 6 years I'm playing the game, and which one is mostly have the most DPS or anything like this. Okay, so I have first the Blade Master, actually one of the highest DPS, it's a good tank, mostly the highest damage on all of tanks, and now it's one of the best on DPS as well, especially on lightning, and was on third split before the nerf for sure. So like I said, maybe you have it on a good time, have a good damage, but sometimes they nerf it, and that's how this game is going. Okay, but mostly Blade Master is performing well, sometimes going to half on the list and sometimes going to high on the list, so that's something good about a character like this. Force Master sometimes was the highest damage on all of the characters and sometimes going down, and now actually it's not bad, it's doing good damage for sure, as I'm playing with this character, so I know it can do well. Gunner, one of the characters, most normally when it made was the highest DPS, and mostly it's going for the high part, so most of times it's one of the highest DPS, and especially it's an easy character, so you can play with it so easy and you don't have any problem. So as a new player, you can take a character like this for DPS, it will be good for you for sure. Kung Fu Master, sometimes going low, sometimes going up, so it's not having any stable states, I can say. Now maybe third split is doing so high damage, especially on the burst, but not sure how it will be between all of the characters at the moment. Destroyer mostly low DPS. Sometimes it's the lowest DPS, sometimes it's in half the list and things like this. So mostly if you take something like a Destroyer, don't expect yourself you will do super high damage. If you have character next to you have a good items, for sure he will, or you have the same items, mostly he will do more damage than yourself. Okay, Assassin, as old days, mostly was one of the highest DPS on the game. Sometimes it's the highest DPS on the game. At the moment, I'm not sure which or how I can say where is Assassins, but I don't think it's one of the highest at the moment. So I can say it's going for the high and going to maybe middle of the list. So it can go for something like this on most of the time. Summoner always low in DPS, that's something normal about them. Even they reached once the highest DPS when the third speed came, and they go down so easy after this. Soul Fighters mostly low DPS, when sometimes for something high on DPS, and now I can say it's balanced character. I can say it can go for the half of the list, sometimes going higher than this. So it's actually a good character for stable DPS. I will not say it's a good for DPS or anything like this. Blade Dancer, one of the highest DPS, was normally on some of the times on the game. Now it's not that high on DPS, so I can say it can go for the middle of the list and going for a bit higher. That's how it was performing for sure on the last 6 years. Okay, Warden, not high on DPS, and that's something normal. It's a character for taking damage, tanking, extra resist, I can say. So it's made for taking damage more than making the damage. That's how it's going for it. So I can say from the middle of the list to down the list. Okay, that's mostly how it was going for it. For Warlock, actually a character I can say once was the best character in the game on the DPS, and sometimes you feel it going so down, and sometimes you see it so high. So it's not actually a stable character, so it can go everywhere, can go low, can go high, can go, it's about the time. At the moment I think it's a fair character, will not say it's super high, so maybe I can say it's a middle of the list, maybe at the moment about that much, and maybe can go a bit higher. Okay, Archer, mostly made as a high DPS character from the days they made it, but actually after some time it got nerfed, especially from like 6 months, was so bad and so weak, and that's something was bad about it. When third speed came, third speed actually doing so high damage. I didn't test third speed against something else, so I can say how much it can do, but I can say away from third speed is hard to play with, and Archer in general is hard, especially when you are playing light or third speed. So I can say it's doing good damage, or maybe going from mid to high. Okay, but I can say as well it's a hard character, so maybe not always you can make a DPS with it. Astromancer, always not making high damage. I can say it's middle to going for low character, almost not doing that much damage. It can give you a good buff, and actually as it gives a good buff, it's not doing that much damage, and that's something bad about Astromancer. Okay, Dual Blade. Maybe from the day they made this character, it's the highest DPS in the game. Just when Musician came, I can say it's not the highest DPS, but this character, one of the characters that have too much to do away from it, so hard, especially on the shifting the blade speed, because it's so hard to use it for damage, but it's maybe the highest burst on the game, or one of the highest burst on the game especially. So I can say this character for damage is super high and hard to be nerfed. I can say it's made for DPS more than anything, I can say. For Musician, for sure you have just the first speed if I will talk about DPS. So it's a character from the days they made it, from like maybe 9 months. It's the last character on the game for sure, and this character I can say is so high on DPS, and it got nerf and nerf and nerf and nerf, but still one of the strongest character in the game, and maybe still the highest DPS on the game after all of this. The problem about this character is the recovery is so bad about it. So maybe you can do high DPS, but actually it comes with a high risk, because you can die from some mobs, maybe not even the bosses. Fun to play characters. For sure a lot want to play with character to have fun with it and feel the type of or the way you play the character is so fun, and I want to enjoy playing with this character, and for sure that's why I made all of the characters for myself, because I like to enjoy playing with new characters and that can make a difference. And because I played with all of them, I can really say which one was the funniest for me and which one could be the funniest for you as well. Okay, so for myself, Blade Master, for sure one of the characters super fun to play with, too much mobility, too much playing, too much to do about it. Away from it's not an easy character, especially with Lightning. Lightning is so hard, but it's too fun to play with something like this, especially when you master it. You will find yourself doing almost anything on this game, and that's something good about it. Okay, also another character I felt it fun, I can say from all of these, actually Blade Dancer. Also Blade Dancer, away from I didn't play it that much, but as a character I can say it's one of the funniest character to play with. It's something closer to Blade Master a bit, but it's actually a Lin version from it. So the Lin version actually doing some strange skills. If you play it with PvP, you will find it so fun to play with, and the character not easy to kill, and maybe you want to avoid it as well. So it's a character actually fun to play with. Also, one of the funniest character to play with, or fun to play with, is Assassin. Assassin, one of the hardest character, especially on all the days when we was playing with the first and second spec. Third spec is actually easy and killed the character, I can say, or killed the fun from this character. But this character, away from it's hard or easy, I can say it's a character fun to play with, and it's super annoying when you are playing PvP and some parts like this. Away from this, I can say Warden is so boring as an example. Dual Blade also was fun for me to play with, especially if I can play Shifting Blade. Away from it's hard to play with, but I can say it's a fun character to play with for sure. Okay, if I will put something lower than this on tier, I can say Force Master. For myself, I enjoy Force Master too much. Away from it's not having that strange things to play or to do or anything like this, but this character I feel it so fun for some reason, I don't even know why. Also from the characters I felt the same about them, I can say Destroyer. Away from it's a basic character, especially third spec is so bad and I hate it. But this character, when you play PvP with it, it's actually too much fun, especially when you play Earth. And the character have a lot to do, and when you play it, away from you think it's boring, but you will feel it not boring when you play it, and you will like it. Also, I can put with this list, and maybe I can put it a bit higher than these guys, going like Blade Dancer or Blade Master. I can say Soul Fighter, because Soul Fighter is a character can change between range and melee. Playing on dungeons maybe a bit boring, especially on something like Ice for a lot of players. Earth a bit better, and third spec actually not bad. But on PvP, this character is so much fun to play with, changing from range to melee. A stun here, you have to change your stance to make a combo as an example, and things like this. So it's actually not an easy character to master on something like PvP. Away from it's an easy character in general. Something actually I remembered I forgot to compare it, and that's about easy and hard difficulty to play with these characters. So if I will say easy characters to play with first, I can say, okay, you have Gunner. Force Master is not that hard. Also you have as well, you have Summoner, so easy to play with. You have Blade Dancer, easy to play with on dungeons and things like this, if I would say for just PvE. You have also Sword Fighter, is easy on dungeons to play with. You have Warden, so easy to play with. You have Astromancer, maybe you can put it on normal. You have this one also is easy to play with. So those are characters I can say easy. If I will say difficulty will be going for a bit higher, so I will say Force Master on the second tier of the difficulty. I can say also Destroyer, no. I can say as well, okay, this list will not do. Okay, I say Warlock. Okay, I will say nothing from this. If I will go for the hard characters, So I would say Blade Master for sure is a hard character, especially if you are playing Lightning. Third Spit is so easy, by the way. But third Spit, if you will go for, sorry, if you will play Lightning, it's super hard. Tornfo Master, not easy to master for sure. It's a hard character. You have Assassin, normally is a hard character away from third Spit. Third Spit made it a lot easier, but still it's a hard character in general. If I will say for others, so Archer is a hard character in general. First and third Spit is so hard to play with, and you need to master them a lot, especially first Spit. You will play as a melee. Third Spit, you need to stand a lot before you do your attack, so for sure you need to fully understand how you are doing your damage with the third Spit. And you have Dual Blade. If I would say first Spit is easy, or the Lotus one is easy, but Shifting the Blade is super hard and the hardest character to master for sure in this Spit. Actually, I'm still having some bad problems with the character still at the moment. And for others, there is nothing more than this. That's all for the difficulty, okay? So that's how it goes for the difficulty. Last thing I can say as a bonus for you, actually, away from I said everything, if I will say you will play PvP, which character will be the best for PvP or best characters for PvP? I will say Blade Master, Force Master for the ranged especially. Runner actually not bad as well. You have Tornfo Master so great. You have Destroyer so great. You have Assassin so great. Summoner against noobs is good. Away from this, it's not bad. You can say okay, it's not bad. Force Soul Fighter, hard to play with, but if you master it, you can do a lot. Blade Dancer, so annoying on PvP and one of the hardest characters to play against. Warden, so weak on PvP. If you are playing Battleground, that's something else because it can take too much damage, so it's not easy to die. But I am talking about Arena. If I say for Arena, I can say Warden is weak. Okay? Warlock, one of the characters was maybe the best on PvP at sometimes, but I can say sometimes it's doing well, sometimes doing bad, so I can say it's a good character in general to play PvP with, so you have to give it a try. Archer, one of the hardest character. It have some annoying combos, I can say, if you are playing Wind especially, it's so annoying for new characters. But away from this, if you master this on Light, it will be so strong. Third Spit is so useless on PvP, so don't use it. Astromancer, so weak, and I can say so weak. It's just doing like PvP, some PvE, sorry, some combos like you are killing the boss. If you evade all of this, you will kill it in no time. For Dual Blade, is just Shifting the Blade is the good one, the other one is just a basics, so I can say it's not something to do on PvP. But if you are playing Shifting the Blade and can make a good combo with the knockbacks, so you can kill anyone so easy without even he try to do anything. Okay, for Musician, it's just pressing some buttons and doing damage, so it's I can say it's something bad on PvP and kill the PvP fun, I can say. One last small compare I forgot. So for these players especially don't know which character have third spits or not, I will tell you everyone have third spit or not. Blade Master have third spit, Force Master have third spit, Runner is the same, and also KFM have third spit, Destroyer have, Assassin have, Summoner have also third spit. You have Soul Fighter have third spit. Blade Dancer have third spit, Warden have third spit, Warlock have third spit, Archer have third spit. What don't have third spit is just these three. Astromancer don't have, Dual Blade don't have, and Musician don't have, and that's the last three characters in the game. When it will happen, no one know. We will see the news later, so we can see if they have third spit or not. So that's all for this video. Sorry it was too long actually, but I told you everything you need to know about every one of them, so you can understand how it go for the characters and you can choose well now after you know everything. For sure, if you need more information about your characters, you can watch my overview video, all characters or all 14 characters overview video or something like this on the name, and I will put it in the description like I said and the end screen, so you can watch these videos and understand what you need to understand more about this game and about these characters. And thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget for sure to like and subscribe, at least for my hard work on this video. And thank you for watching, guys. See ya in the next video. Bye bye.
Fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks. Hold one of my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that.